Great question here from Jonathan Woolridge. Bruce, with your experience in Houston, Mid South, and the WWF, would you have had interest in perhaps not going back to the WWF and instead taking over WCW once Jim Herd was gone instead of Bill Watts? I think you had everything needed, experience and knowledge wise, to do the job. What say you? So that's a fun what if. Of course, we know you wound up going back to the WWF and doing your thing, but you have revealed here on the program there was at least a conversation about maybe coming into WCW, maybe managing the Barbarian. But if the timeline was a little different, would you have liked the opportunity to perhaps sit in the big seat over in WCW?
Hindsight being 2020, absolutely not. Because at the time, I'm 28 years old at that point in my life.
Right.
And I understood after leaving WWE, I understood my limitations and I understood where where I failed and what I didn't know. You don't know all the time what you don't know.
That's right.
And once you learn some of those things, even today, I don't know what I don't know. And I don't think I was mature enough at that point in my career to have been able to go in and handle that situation. So I don't think I would have been good for them, and it certainly wouldn't have been good for me. Interesting, sure, but I just don't think that would have been what I would have been good at the time.
Do you think, I mean, I know you're saying that now at 60 years old, but do you think as a guy in his 20s back then, you would have thought, oh, I could do this? I mean, would you have had that bravado, or did you already recognize at the time, oh, I'm not ready for that?
Well, by the time leaving WWE, yeah, I was second guessing myself a lot. So I think that there would have been a big part of me that would have said, you know what, I'm not ready for this.
Wow.
So it was a big self-awareness point in my life. So yeah, I do think that I would have. Thank you. I think I can help you over here, but I don't want to do that part of the business. I did know even then, what I didn't want to do anymore. So you take a look at kind of the trajectory of my career from a 4-year-old kid who wanted to be a wrestler and wanted to main event Madison Square Garden in New York because that was New York and that's all I knew was New York was. I thought for the longest time, I thought New York City was the capital of the United States of America.
Right.
As a kid, and then I had that geography class when I was 19, and no, just kidding, 16. But I knew that I wanted to be a wrestler. And then when I moved to Houston, man, my dream was I want to be the guy. I want to be the star in Houston. I want to be that baby face that is in the main event every single Friday night. Everybody comes out and pays to see me, and I'm the champion. And then I travel the world as the champion, and I come back to Houston and I take over as the promoter and the TV commentator, and I'm the man. That was my dream as a child. So I think that as you go on, I even forget what the hell the question was, but as you go on, your dreams change when you accomplish some of those things that you thought were going to be the end all be all, and realize there's just so much more.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm always at. It's you think you're coming back for one thing, you think you're gonna do just this. So like when I came back in 92, whatever it was, you're just gonna work on creative. You're never gonna go into the office. You're just gonna work with Vince and Pat. You're just gonna work with talent, and that's it. And within 2 years, you're doing talent relations, and then the business changes and it evolves. And if you don't change and evolve with it, then you die. And even today, I think there are new horizons and there are new challenges. and things that, I never in a million years dreamed of. So I look at everything as a brand new experience and kind of another chapter in the book, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, that happened more recently as well too. I mean, not
Well,
just
yeah,
yeah.
with you,
Yeah.
it was like I gave up on the business.
Yeah.
I gave up on wrestling. I wanted nothing to do with it. And I'm like, man, I'm going to go learn mortgages.
Yeah.
I can sell. I can do this.
Yeah.
Um, Wrestling was in the rearview mirror.
Yep.
And some asshole talked me into doing a podcast. And here I am 400 episodes later, and in a completely different place in my life with a whole new outlook. But it helped change my viewpoint of the world and just change the outlook on me from, instead of, I can't do that, I don't want to do that, to, yeah, let's go for it, man. Let's see where it leads.